outside this window and across that park, over the harbor, and then the ocean, and then the whole world.
Stay cool, man. You gotta remember, nobody's free when they're running.
Well, nobody's running when they're free.
What they got you all dressed up for?
Exercise. Like that matters, huh? How do you like your new room?
Oh, it's fine, but they're gonna move me again. It's a lot better than CICU. Those damn machines beeping all the time, though. What can I tell you?
Did you ask for sedatives?
Oh, yeah. Spent most of my time in a purple haze.
Well, machines that know you were better off down there.
Well, how so?
Well, this is the 7th floor. This is where you come when you're well. This is the last stop.
They sending you back?
Looks that way. I'm healthy now. Got my strength back. I guess it's back to old cell block C.
And our buddy Big Ralph.
Won't he be happy? Get another crack at me? He's had plenty of time to think up something better than poison.
Look on the bright side.
What are you talking about?
Well, the bright side, misery loves company, right? You're moving me to a smaller room because I don't need this much space, but shortly after that, I'm going to be following you.
Let's pray for pneumonia.
What's this here I hear about pneumonia?
Is it easy to catch?
Now, why would you want to do a thing like that, huh?
Well, I love the food here.
Mm-hmm. How about exercise class? And you are first?
Sure, if you're going to go along with me, you bet.
Well, we do have a chaperone.
Too bad.
This way. What, do you want me to lower the volumes?
No, thank you, darling. I like feeling the sunshine. It's nice.
Yeah, kid. Enjoy it while you can. It could be the last time you see it again for a long time.
Oh, yes. Come in. It's open.
Captain Ramsey.
Yeah, what is it?
Bill Wood, sir, traffic division.
Yeah, you were here the other day.
Yes, sir. You were tied up on the phone.
Yeah, well, I remember that. Why didn't you wait? I was off in a minute.
Well, I had roll call, sir. I was late as it was.
Did you get chewed out?
What do you think?
No, it figures. Come on, sit down, Woods. I'd offer you some of this, but it's only good if you have a bad stomach. Okay, now what can I do for you?
Well, sir, I'm a little nervous about this. You see, sir,
Let's forget the sirs and get to the point, huh?
Well, I walked in on that lineup you were having the other day. The Taylor murder.
And?
I might have some pertinent information.
Well, go ahead. I'm all ears.
Well, you see, I was outside Miss Taylor's apartment building the night of the murder. I never realized it was the same apartment house where the murder took place until just the other day.
Well, go ahead. You said you had information.
Yes, sir. And I guess I had to sleep on it to make sure. But now I have to tell you. I can identify one of the women in the lineup.
As being at the scene?
Yes, sir. She was dressed as a nurse. I only faintly recognized her at first. But as soon as you had her put her hair up, I knew for sure it was her.
Woods, take a look at this woman. Is this the one?
Well,
Now, before you say yes or no, look at it very carefully, please. Mull it over in your mind.
I don't have to, sir. That's her, all right. That's the one.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Want some more coffee?
No, thank you.
You sure?
Mm-hmm, I'm fine.
You want to talk about it?
Not especially.
Are you angry with me?
No, morning is just a quiet time for me.
Then you're not upset with me.
What makes you say that?
Well, last night, our kiss.
Hey, come on, it just happened. Let's not make a federal case out of it.
All right, Joe. What shall we make out of it?
I mean for you to think that I was angry. I didn't mean to give you that impression.
Well, after last night,
Heather, we're both consenting adults, and what happened happened. It didn't mean anything.
You sound like you regret it.
I didn't say that.
Look, Joe, still, I feel that I was to blame. I gave in to my urges.
We both did.
I just had such a grueling day. I needed somebody. I'm sorry. I really feel I'm to blame for this.
There's no blame involved with it. We didn't do anything wrong. You've got to stop thinking that way.
You acted like we did something wrong.
How? When?
The way you ran out of the room.
Well, I'm afraid I did blow my cool there a little bit. I like to think that I'm in control quite a bit, and I seem to have let my defenses drop.
No, Joe, it was my doing.
No. It takes two to kiss.
All right. We're both responsible.
There's no responsibility. I mean, you keep talking that way. We didn't do anything wrong. It just happened.
I guess so. I'm just so confused by it. I couldn't even sleep last night.
I had a similar...
Ma'am?
I'll be right back. I really do want to thank you, Joe.
For what?
Understanding how I felt about that awful lineup. And helping ease my bruised feelings over Captain Ramsey screaming at me.
You had no reason to talk to you that way.
Yes, he was just doing his job.
That's garbage, Heather. The man was overstepping his bounds.
Well, I'm just glad you were there. You don't know what an important friend you've become to me.
Heather...
Let me finish, Joe. You made me feel like a woman again last night. I can't remember the last time a man kissed me or I felt so protected. You made me feel special again. It's wonderful to know you're on my side and to finally feel I'm someone who's helping me.
I offered to help her.
What do you mean?
Well, her car, she couldn't get it started. I went over to see what I could do.
But you did get a good look at the girl.
Oh, yeah, we even talked a little.
All right, now, Woods, tell me all about it. Every small detail.
Well, I came out of the apartment building around 11:15.
You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm just having a little trouble starting the car, that's all.
All right. Good night.
I never saw if she got the car started or not.
Do you remember the type of car or anything?
Blue sedan, American. I don't remember the make.
But you do remember the girl.
I never forget a pretty face, Captain.
One thing, why didn't you come forward sooner?
Well, I was sent off on special assignment the next day, anti-terrorist seminar.
I thought you said you were in traffic.
Well, I'm just trying to broaden my horizons.
And rank.
Well, that's the reason I never heard of the murder until, like, a week ago. It was only a day or so ago that I realized it was the Taylor apartment building I was out in front of.
Woods, could you positively, in court, identify this woman as the one dressed as a nurse the night of the murder?
No.
What do you mean, no? You
Well,
just
not
said...
until I hear her voice. If the voice matches, I'll swear on a Bible.
A religious man, huh?
Just an honest one, sir. I'm not sending anybody up unless I'm absolutely positive.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. You're right. You want to hear her voice again? Is that it?
You set it up. I'll identify her.
And I'll do it.
Here you are, Joe. Corned beef on rye with mustard and a beer to go.
Thank you, Martha. I guess it's time I got off my duff and get to work. Thank you.
Thanks. So, how's your schedule today?
Oh, well, I'll be at the law office. I'm taking my lunch in with me because I'm going to have a hectic afternoon.
Well, I hope I haven't been taking up too much of your time.
What do you mean?
Oh, Captain Ramsey's office yesterday and last night.
Any time I spend with you, Heather, is purely by choice, and it's never a chore.
Good. I'm glad to hear I'm not a nuisance. Are you going to be back for dinner?
Maybe, I don't know.
Martha's making some apple pies later. I'll save you a piece.
Great, I'll see you then.
Joe, it's for you.
Joe Kelly.
Joe Kelly, Bert Ramsey here.
How you doing, Bert?
Joe, I want you to get over here right away.
What's wrong?
I've got some news that I think is going to knock your socks off.
It's going to have to wait.
Oh, but Joe,
No, I got to spend the day at the office.
Hey, wait a minute. You don't understand.
Maybe you don't either. I am a lawyer, and I have an office. Now, if you want to talk to me, you'll have to see me there.
Oh. Well, all right, I'll stop by later, Mr. Kelly. Do I need an appointment?
Since when do you need appointments?
Since you started acting like a hotshot.
I'm sorry, it was a bad night last night.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope this news will cheer you up. It concerns a suspect that we're both after.
So, how am I doing?
Well, the arrhythmia is corrected, and the ventricular premature heartbeat is all but vanished.
Ah, well, that's nice. And how am I doing in English?
Well, you're doing much better.
Oh, very good. So, my heart?
Fine. You'll be back to full strength in no time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm not so sure about this knee, though.
Why, you have pain?
Yeah, especially at night.
Well, listen, all you have to do is ring for the nurse. She'll give you something for that.
All right.
And meanwhile, we'll be starting you on therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Am I interrupting?
Hello. No, not at all. In fact, I'm just leaving.
Oh, hi.
Hi, darling.
How you feeling, Hutch?
We'll, ask the doctor there.
Oh?
Monica was just saying he's about ready to go home. Well, to go back.
Yeah. And as you can see, I'm thrilled.
Well, I may have some news that'll change all that.
Yeah?
I was leaving my office to come to a board meeting here at the hospital, and I got a call from Hank Robbins.
The prosecuting attorney.
That's right. Said he had thought about my proposition, and he had decided to approach the Pardon Commission on your behalf.
Lee, does that mean a full pardon?
That's the idea. Now, there's a drawback here. These pardons can take some time.
Well, time, that's the thing I may not have too much of.
Well, at least we're on the right track, Hutch.
You know, it's funny. You know, this leg woke me up the other night, and I started thinking about, you know, even if I do get released, I'm still the same guy. I mean, they're still going to be coming after me, and eventually it's going to lead to some kind of showdown.
Well, not necessarily, Hutch.
What do you mean?
Well, first, they have to find you, don't they?
What are you talking about?
Well, in order to get to you, they have to know who you are and where you live. Is that correct?
Well, that's true, but the Smith mob certainly knows what I look like, and, wherever I
Hutch,
go.
do you remember the relocation program that I mentioned the other day?
Yeah, sure.
Well, it's a witness protection plan. And even before you leave the hospital...
Providing everything goes well with the Pardon Commission.
Right. You will get a whole new identity, and then the government will relocate you to another part of the country.
Well, what about driver's licenses, birth certificates?
No, that's all going to be taken care of. Now, you'll be supplied with all the necessary legal documents that you'll need to start a new life.
Until the old one catches up with me.
No. No, it never will. I mean, it's like being reborn. Even your records here at General will be issued under your new name.
See, the whole idea is to destroy all traces of your past, so anyone trying to find you is going to find nothing but a dead end.
It's amazing, really.
Yeah, well, so is the Smith organization.
Hutch, think positive, will you? Remember, you've got Joe and me doing everything possible.
And I appreciate it, Lee, really, I do. I've seen what Joe's put into this.
Well, he's a damn fine lawyer.
Yeah, with his special touch, he really cares about the people he represents. He sincerely becomes your friend, and that's kind of important to me. Of course, he and Luke and Laura are the only friends I have in Port Charles.
Luke and Laura?
Yeah, I can see how worried Rick and Leslie are. think they're okay?
Rick and Leslie?
No, Luke and Laura.
I honestly don't know, Hutch.
Hutch, I think Gail and I are probably the only two people in Port Charles who haven't worried about where they're located. I ought to start a lottery, you know? Well...
Hello.
Hey, sport. How was your gym class, sir?
Are you kidding? Did you take a look at my coach?
Oh, we're not interrupting, are we?
No, Lee and I were just leaving.
Hutch, we'll get to you as soon as I get some word.
Yeah, I'll be back to see you later, Hutch. Bye. Bye.
Goodbye.
Well, hello, Dan.
Lee, what are you doing here so early? Meeting's not for quite a while yet.
No, I was conferring with my client.
Oh. Why would you need a lawyer, Gail?
I was referring to Hutchins. If you'll excuse me, I've got to check with my office.
Sure.
See you two later.
See you, Dan.
Who is this Hutchins?
A patient?
In that room?
Yes.
This is outrageous. Lee Baldwin, a member of the Board of Trustees, representing a convicted criminal?
Well, he's only doing his work.
Dan, there's no excuse for it. This is a hospital, not a cell block. Murderers, ill or not, belong in one place only, behind bars.
That Joe certainly is a looker.
He sure is.
And so smart and dedicated to his work. You don't find many people like that anymore.
No, you don't. Some people say he's old-fashioned, but I kind of like him that way. You feel safe when you've got him on your side.
I know exactly what you mean. I'm still looking for my knight in shining armor.
Who was the call from that Joe got right before he left?
Captain Ramsey.
Oh, did you hear what Joe said to him?
Why'd he ask?
No reason, just curious.
Well, all I heard was Joe say that he'd talk to him later.
In your opinion, is Hutchins ready to be released?
Well, his heart is in excellent shape, indicating that he's fully recovered from all the effects of the poisoning.
And the knee?
Ready for therapy.
Extensive?
No, minimal. I mean, it was a rather bad twist, unfortunately complicated by a lot of football injuries.
How long before he can walk unassisted?
Oh, I don't know. I'd say about a week if he keeps an ace bandage on it and daily taping.
I see.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Dan, that's all right. Steve, if you have some free time later, I'll bring the appointments for you, for my absence while I'm at the seminar.
Fine, whenever it's convenient for you.
Okay, see you later. Bye.
Monica. What's going on around here, Steve?
What do you mean?
Well, I was just walking through the hospital with Jennings, a board member. Just ran into more uniformed policemen.
Dan, I told you we were going to have some replacements.
I know. But we also saw Lee coming out of Hutchins' room or cell or whatever.
So?
So Jennings blew his top when he found out that Lee was representing him.
Hutchins?
Of course Hutchins. Didn't you know?
No, that's the first I've heard about it.
Well, Lee told us so himself. Listen, it's bad enough with the policemen around here, but now with Lee being involved.
Well, he's a lawyer, Dan. It's his job.
You try telling that to our esteemed board members. Look, it took me 20 minutes to calm down 3 of them just because they felt this place was like an armed camp.
Well, anytime anything unusual happens around here, they're on the warpath. You know that.
You know how it goes. One starts complaining, then another, and pretty soon they're all down our throats.
All right. Maybe this will take some of the heat off. I'm releasing this Toby today, and Monica tells me that Hutch is almost recovered.
Can he be released to the prison hospital?
Not just yet. Monica wants to begin therapy.
Oh, Steve.
Just for a few days, Dan. A week at the most.
A week? The board's not going to like it when I tell them.
Well, then, don't give them a specific time. Just say as soon as possible.
Oh, they don't like being stalled, Steve.
And I don't like being rushed. Heck, Dan, you ought to know that by now.
Surprise. Hi.
Well, what do I owe this visit?
Well, Jeremy wanted to check out his painting. Yeah, I want to see if you junked it yet.
A work of art like that? Who would want to junk it?
Yeah,
But I'm glad you're here, Ann. There's something I've been meaning to ask you.
Oh?
Yeah, Steve and I were just discussing Toby and Hutch. What's your impression of them?
Well, they're both very warm and cooperative patients. It's hard to believe that they're convicts.
You were here when Hutch was admitted last fall, weren't you?
Yes, and he seems to be exactly the same. Well, a patient.
Yeah. I remember when he played his guitar at the Christmas party. He's really good.
Yeah, but he's a criminal, Jeremy. Doesn't that frighten you?
No, not really. I mean, he may have done things bad in the past, but, well, I think he's made up for it. And he's not mean around me.
See, Steve? That's exactly what I was talking about. They've become accepted, even romanticized.
Only by the very young, Dan. Most everybody around here sees them as cooperative patients.
Yes, but criminals around here gives the hospital a bad image.
The hospital's image?
Oh, I realize the staff doesn't have to worry about that.
Well, what about our responsibility to human beings, Dan?
We've done our job. We've cured them.
Oh, now we just throw them back to the lions and their possible death. What does that do for the hospital's image, huh?
Audrey, we've been through all this.
Yes, I know you've been through all that. You've made your decision with very little care for what the staff thinks.
Now, hold on. We discussed it with the staff and got their opinion before we made our decision.
And what was it?
I'm releasing Toby today.
And Hutch?
Soon.
Very soon.
What are you doing here?
I thought this was my office.
Well, yeah, but I thought you had a board meeting at the hospital.
Well, I figured they could manage without me. I begged off, told them I had too much to do.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm kind of swamped myself.
Well, yes, but I could have gone. Just decided I didn't want to hear any more of their accusations.
Accusations?
Had a run-in with one of the board members, and he accused me of consorting with criminals.
Oh, well, that's just great.
Yeah.
Did Hutch catch wind of any of this?
I don't know. I'm sure he knows how volatile the situation is. Incidentally, I did tell him that Hank was going to the Pardon Commission.
Well, that must have cheered him up a little, huh?
No, not really. He seems very pessimistic about the witness relocation program.
I was afraid he might feel that way.
All right, next time you're with him, now talk about the program, will you? He trusts you more than any of us.
Oh, I'll see what I can do, sure.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, send him in. Bert Ramsey.
Hello, Lee.
Hello, Bert. What can I do for you?
Well, it's Joe I came to see.
How you doing? What's your big news?
Joe, it looks like we found our star witness.
Someone new?
Yeah, right out of the blue. Patrolman Bill Woods.
A cop? No kidding.
Yeah, one of Port Charles' finest. He was outside Diana Taylor's apartment the night of the murder, and he passed by our lineup the other day, and he recognized Heather right off the bat.
Positive ID?
Oh, yeah. All he wants to do is hear her voice to make sure, and then he'll sign the affidavits.
You're positive?
What's in the bag?
Well, how do you plan to get him to be able to recognize the voice? I mean, it doesn't sound that easy to me.
Yeah, I don't think Heather's just going to drop in for another lineup.
Oh, what you mean is you're not about to bring her down for another lineup.
That's right.
Joe, I have to find a way for Bill Woods to hear Heather's voice, and I would like your help.
Haven't you used me enough?
Maybe too much. But let me tell you something. I have a job to do. And for the sake of justice, I'll use anybody I have to. And if you won't help me, I'll go it alone. And I'm not going to use kid gloves. Lee, I'm sorry that you had to be in on this. I apologize. You know where you can find me, Joe.
Well, that's tough, I know.
Because he's right. I started this thing and I have to finish it.
Joe, how involved are you here?
Involved in the case?
I mean involved with Heather.
I'm involved, I admit it.
Maybe too much involved?
Lee, every time I turn around, I see that woman's face.
Well, I understand, but, you know, as an attorney, you have got to keep your objectivity or get out of the case.
Lee, I want to go on. I really do. Hell, you know me, man. It's hard. Everywhere I look, there's her face. Sometimes I think it would be better if I lived in another place.
Do you think that would help any?
I don't know. I don't know.